G'day everybody and welcome to the House of Mario, the South Australian Nintendo podcast that is backed by a 120 Power Star rating. I'm your host Drew Agnew and the doors to episode 229 are open.
Ooh.
Today on the show, there's some brand new Mario Kart DLC coming out. We're going to be zipping around some Mario Kart tour tracks. Isn't that going to be exciting? And Bryce, he's had a bloody big weekend with Xenoblade Chronicles 3. What a bloody champ. He's barely even slept, but he's here to talk about maybe one of his favourite games this year. I don't know. I hope it is, because he's been anticipating it. Bryce, how you going, my friend?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Excellent. We're doing this online again.
Yes, we are.
Just something different. Hopefully we don't have any internet issues like we usually do. I feel like I can talk to other people on the other side of the world without internet issues, but for some reason we get both rural Australian internet. We get them on both sides. It's a no-go, but fingers crossed, eh?
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, but our internet's done worse. So suppose we'll find out.
Well, it sounds like it's killed someone or something. Like it sounds.
It has. It killed my family.
And that's sad. I got to be. I remember when that happened actually. Yeah. No, I took you out for pizza, and you got over it, but.
The house was on fire. The router jumped out the window and escaped. Bastard.
Yeah, I don't know where we're going with this. The internet's fine. Let's go with it. A bit of housekeeping before we start. If you'd like to check out Encore at the House of Mario, one of my good friends and I did a review discussion about Stray, talked about the spoilers, all of that fun stuff with my friend Josh from Nintendvania. I felt like talking about that game because I really, really enjoyed it. It's only on PlayStation and PC, but it is what it is. I can talk about whatever games I want, God damn it. You can't tell me what to do.
Yeah. Oh, listen to this man. It's really pricking up his ears now.
Yeah, I am a bit of a prick sometimes. It's true. Am I a bit of a prick?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. And also, we've had a massive backlog of Crack and Furfies, which is our news commentary comedy podcast, where three of my friends and I, we get together and just try to trick each other with some fake news stories amongst some real stories. And we're basically putting out the backlog every 2 days. So if you'd like to go and check out that on podcast services, you're more than welcome to. We would appreciate it. That's pretty much it. So, Bryce, it's been a big week on the lead up to Xenoblade Chronicles 3. You're a big fan of the series.
Yes,
smashed out every game pretty much, I believe.
Yes, I have, yeah.
Yeah, so let's jump straight into it. I'm actually really keen to hear your thoughts on this. We're talking before the show. How many hours have you put into the game?
18.
And
that keep that in mind. I've worked every day since it's released too. So.
Yeah, because when you said, I've been working, I'm like, he might have put, Bryce usually, he's pretty good, so he pushes like 10 hours, but he almost doubled that, my expectations. So congratulations, Bryce. Well done.
Thank you.
It's probably been the first time in a while you've actually picked up your Switch in any like noticeable way for a while too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. It definitely was quite the wait for this to happen. I'm kind of glad that it come out a little bit earlier. So I guess there's some saving grace for that. I'm enjoying my time so far. I'm nowhere. From what I could tell, I'm nowhere near finished, and there's still heaps of stuff I got to do. But for initial impressions, I guess they really lean back more into the feel of the original. Than they do 2. So with 2, I love 2. 2 is one of my favorite games on the system by far. Just for its combat system alone, like its combat system is very solid. And I enjoy it even now, like playing all the rest of them. Like it's still probably my favorite combat system out of all of them. But something that people didn't like about 2 too much, at least people who were Xenoblade Chronicles fans didn't like about it too much, is that they went quite anime tropey in 2.
Yeah.
Which can turn some people off. Personally, it doesn't bother me. I don't think a lot of people envisioned Xenoblade Chronicles becoming anime tropey or like anime at all, because a lot of people seemed really pissed off about like the art style change and stuff. Um, but personally, never really bothered me. 2 was a fantastic game. I love 2. I think it's got a lot of character, a lot of style. Um, and 3 sort of lends itself more back to the feel of the first game, where things are a little bit more dire in situation, I suppose, or a little bit more apocalyptic in that sense, where there seems to be fighting going on all the time. Um, and I think it's nice. I think it's good that it's sort of come full circle, but it's also got a lot to answer for, because technically this is supposed to be like the saga's end. Um, they've said that it's not the last Xenoblade game, but it's the end of this saga. So I haven't really gotten to the point where I'm just like, oh, okay, I can start to see things wrapping up now. But there is a lot of like questions buzzing through my mind as like things become similar and landscapes become similar. Um, when I talked about 2, I said how the ending could signify something greater for 3, and most of what I have thought has come true so far, but in a vastly different way than I thought it would.
Okay.
So
Yep.
um, I didn't really pay much attention to the stuff leading up apart from the trailers, and the trailers alone was enough to make me go, "Ooh, you know what? This is actually kind of like it's what I thought, but at the same time, not in the way I expected it." So I'm waiting to see how that all plays out, and I'm very keen to sort of like continue pushing the story until I can sort of understand um, what has happened to this to the end of this saga. Why is it gotten to the place in time that it is? Uh, there's a couple things from like futures rewritten and stuff like that in definitive edition that are pertinent to this in some way. Uh, but overall, I think it is sort of just like a real wait out for me to see how quickly I can go. Um, and just, learn everything that I need to. I suppose I'm not struggling too much in terms of combat, though. I will say, like gameplay wise, a lot like they do say you don't need to play this game if you haven't picked up a Xenoblade before. Um, that still remains true. I think the story is very much within its own world and stuff like that. However, you are going to struggle if you don't respect rules that Xenoblade players have been following since the first game.
Right. Yeah. So it's more like mechanical than story based, where you'll be jumping into the deep end.
Yes.
Mm.
So like usually there's 3 characters, maybe 4 on screen you're controlling at a time. In most, this time is 6. It's a flat 6 plus a 7th that's like uncontrolled. You can always have a 7th with you that's uncontrolled. So there's a lot going on at screen at once. You've got AoE circles down on the floor. You've got numbers everywhere. Now you can like dime it down a little bit, um, which is good, but also meh, it doesn't really help all that much. You still got to pay attention to like all the hotbars that are all over your HUD and stuff like that, and sort of going into this game and knowing the generalistics of like the combo system and chain attacks and stuff like that. Knowing all those things is handy. It's super handy, and it will get you through at a much quicker pace. I'm going pretty fast at the moment, I think, for what it's worth. I am going to take a break once I hit a certain point from the story and just go around and do a bunch of exploring. But at the moment, I'm sort of interested on when the story is going. So I've just been sort of like nonstop going through. I haven't really had to take a break to grind because I'm very familiar with the game's mechanics. So that's no real issue there for me whatsoever. It's kind of interesting because there has always been like a four stage crowd control system where it's like break, topple, days, etc., etc. They've actually put both of them from Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in here. So they fork off after topple. It's like break, topple, and then it's days and um break, topple, days and burst. and then it's break, topple, launch, and smash. And both those combos do things differently and stuff like that, which is interesting. But both of those concepts are from either Xenoblade 1 or 2. Half of your party members on either side, because you play as 3 from one faction and 3 from the other, and they're all on field at the same time. 3 of those characters are cooldown based, so they have like a time that their skills reset, whereas the other 3 have like action based resets. So how many times you hit something before your skills are reset, which is a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 thing. So you've got a Xenoblade, like a set of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 acting people that act based on time, and the others based on actions. And how you recharge their arts and stuff like that is going to differ because of that. So really, this game has just made like a big pertinent point of we're smashing the 2 games together, which, you know, without sort of going into it too much, is what it suggested at the end of 2, that the 2 worlds were coming together. You can literally get spoiled that by the cover art. It's right there. If you put all 3 of the cover arts together, you will see exactly sort of where it's ended up. You can, so it's not too spoilery. You can literally look at all 3 cover arts and go, oh, so yeah. So basically, they've smashed a lot of these concepts together for both games, because both like, you know, concepts from both worlds are smashed together. So it is pretty interesting for somebody that has finished both to see those things and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand this because I've played this one. Oh, I understand this because I played this one. And it's not too big of a deal. And then it throws its own little bit into the mix as well. So you're going to learn, like, a lot as a veteran player. You'll know most of this stuff. It's right there. You'll understand the concepts of the battle system right up. But for new players, I do recommend at least like learning a few general key terms when it comes to combat systems in Xenoblade games, just so that you're not confused as shit when you hit it. Because it is very much, we are putting 2 old combat system in ways into this and adding in some more that's 3's flavor. It's like, it's, you know, it's fucking soy sauce or whatever. Anyway. So like it's interesting in that part. The landscapes are fucking, like, I've played both on the TV and in handheld. Handheld operates better than what 2 did, at a much grander scale, so that's very good. And on the TV looks fine. I think I've still yet to get to like the real gorgeous, I mean, there's been a 1 or 2, but like the real gorgeous, like really luminescent type areas, which Xenoblade always seems to have 1 or 2 of, to sort of get like that real sense of like, whoa, that's magical. But like the environments and stuff like that, they're huge. They're huge in this. Monolith have again managed to completely shake it up, and push the Switch to its limits even further. With 2, I don't think they were given the significant time, like, granted that they were working on Breath of the Wild and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 at the same time, while also trying to learn to work with new hardware. So Xenoblade Chronicles 2 did suffer a lot of problems that I can totally see from, you know, perspectives that don't surprise me whatsoever. But that being said, now that they've had a couple extra years for the system to sort of bubble and boil, Monolith have managed to break the boundaries again in such a fucking like splendiferous way that sometimes I'm hard pressed to believe that it is on the handheld itself. If it weren't for Breath of the Wild, I would not be able to believe it. But you know, Breath of the Wild existing as it does is already a technical impressive marvel from, you know, day one. That being said, like, you know, there's still giant monsters in Xenoblade that are roaming the place. There's still like a pretty big skybox for what it's worth. They have a very big sense of making things look grand. Like, there's big ancient structures that you can see, and if there's a place in the distance, you can go there. You know, you see like a big structure of mountains, which you can see it on the cover art, but like there's a moment in time where you see the thing on the cover art, you look at it, and you're like, that's over there. Holy shit. And then, like, you want to go that way, and you do. And, like, the sense of distance is there. Like, it feels like you're traveling towards it. It's not like, oh, hey, you get into a zone and then you just, like, skip half the distance and it's right in front of your face. It's not. Um, it is, it has a good sense of scale. And I think overall, just like as a package, it's turning out super positively, and I'm really intrigued to get to the end of it, knowing that this will be the end of a saga that I didn't necessarily pick up until X. X was something where I was like, okay, um, I can't really go back to Wii and play Xenoblade Chronicles on Wii, but what if I play X? I play X for a bit. I'm like, whoa, this is a fucking technical marvel for the Wii. It was amazing. But then when 2 was coming out, I was like, okay, I'm going to play 1. So I played 1, fell in love with it, played 2, fell in love with it. So it's only really been like within the Switch's life cycle where I've been like, holy fuck, I can make a really huge appreciation for this series. And all 3 of them, all 3 of the major titles, I should say, are on Switch. So it's phenomenal to me that like this saga's technically coming to an end, as to where it is. My initial impressions are high. I have a lot of faith in Monolith Soft to do what they're typically doing. So I'm very keen to see how far they push it from here, and yeah, how they're going to tug up my heartstrings, I guess.
Sounds like you still got a few more weekends to go anyway. I think it's going to. Some reviewers said they spent up to 150 hours in it. So whether
Oh yeah.
whether they were doing like every single side quest, I don't know. I didn't actually read any because I don't typically read reviews on Nintendo games, to be honest. I sort of just keep away, just to talk about it myself. But obviously, I'm not talking about this. I got no idea, but I'm happy that you're enjoying it. It sounds like it's pretty much what you're after. And what you said about like the combat system, I could like. Obviously, it's very like complicated if you're jumping straight into the third installment. But are you getting like heaps of tutorials? Are they trying to hold your hand? Or are they like, look, this is the third game. Figure it out for the most part. You've been here. You've done this.
No, so it is made with the intention that anybody can pick up and play at any point in the series, which is the genius of it. I think that, yeah, it absolutely is like that as a series. I think that you're going to get a lot more, especially being the third game and in the position it's in. I think you're going to get a lot more contextuals if you play the 2 games before this one, for sure. But I'm pretty confident that they'll craft an experience that is like new player friendly. The tutorials, like, as bane as they can be for some people, but like Xenoblade 2 did them like egregiously. I feel they aren't too bad with them in this game. There's still a lot of them, but I don't feel like any of it's non-necessary because I've had to go back and I'm just like, I need to sort of understand this a little bit more. So I've looked up like a YouTube video or something, like regarding the combat system, just to sort of like get the finer details of things. Like, what's a good example? Like maybe like in the chain attack combo or whatever, there's like in chain attack now, there's a whole lot of like small nuances to it to make your chain attack go longer. Whereas in 2, it was basically like you use the opposite element on an orb, like Pokemon, to break it, and that will make your chain attack go longer. It was really simple to understand, but like chain attacks in this, they have like multiple options. You can use different characters at different times, and using like math and like miniature equation in your head.
Oh no, not math.
Yeah, math. And you can push it. You can push it beyond its limit. It's beyond its limits. It's not necessary, but that's what Xenoblade's always been good about. Is that like it's got a relatively decent skill floor, where yeah, you're gonna have to like learn it, but it's not too punishing once you have learned it. But the skill ceiling for like pumping out and cranking out the highest numbers is huge and requires math. So, there's something for everybody of like every dedication level pretty much. And I think that's admirable. And I think, with the tutorials and stuff like that, I think most of them are pretty, relevant to the actual content. and maybe the changes that have occurred, or yeah, what have you. I think it's all relatively necessary. So far, anyway. We'll see what happens down the line.
Yeah, no, that sounds awesome, man. Looking at the Metacritic, it's got 89 as far as the averages go on Metacritic. It's got a user score of 8.2. I just laugh at this one, Bryce. Someone gave it a 0 out of 10, saying zero fan service in this game, and the only fan service you have is you merging a female character with a male one. Wow, more. So yeah, interesting. Obviously, that's probably a troll, but good on them, I guess. I guess if that's what they want to do with their time, they can leave a 0 out of 10s on Metacritic. But sort of average, it's been getting about 8s or 9s relatively from major outlets who'd probably want to pay attention to. So yeah, I think it's a pretty big success. How do you feel like, you came off basically Nintendo Switch Sports and Mario Strikers feeling just like you're being kicked in the nuts by Waluigi. How do you feel about Xenoblade Chronicles 3? Does it sort of make you go, oh, look, here's a game that's hitting from Nintendo for me, thank God?
I think partly yes, but I don't accredit Nintendo for it. I was a little bit concerned when they pushed the release date forward. That had me concerned. That's not a Nintendo thing to do. They've never really done that.
It's just it's rare, full stop in games.
Yeah,
especially
It's not something that happens, but I guess they were just ready, and then they were basically like, well, technically, you guys just need to print cartridges. That's about it. So yeah. It does feel like nothing was particularly rushed. I think Monolith are all over it. They know their game. They know their series. They're not, they're not stupid. They know how to work it to a T. They know what Xenoblade is. They know what people love about Xenoblade, and they just replicate it every time. So they definitely pulled that out of the hat, the proverbial hat. Like, it's perfectly fine. It's a good game. There's nothing I could say right out the box. It's just like a real problem. I had a crash in the beginning minutes of the game, but since then I've not had a problem. So that's good. I think, like, so far, I'm not entirely certain as to sort of where it's going to end up, but at the current point in time, the scores it's getting, I could see them topping out. Yeah, I think I just need that little bit more time to sort of get where I need to be happy.
Is that in general or just the game?
Well, no. Like, before I can happily say that, like, it's a thing and like deserve scores and stuff like that. But I think I credit that to Monolith before I do Nintendo easily. They know their stuff. They know their game. Nintendo made a decent enough call to release it as it is, which is very indifferent to say to what they have with the last few games that they've released, where they've completely fucked that call up.
We're still waiting for half the game for each one to come out.
Yeah.
Let alone get a full game.
Well, that's the thing, is like, with this game being the way it is, it's definitely got my mood back into Switch playing, but it doesn't really resolve my beef. So,
not the beef. You got to just braise that beef,
mate. It's now it's August 1st. Time of recording. It's August 1st. Right. There's a lot in the next few months that have got to ride. You've probably got Splatoon. You've probably got Bayonetta. You've got Pokemon. You've got Pokemon. That's 3 months covered out of the 4 for the year, as far as I can't.
October's pretty busy, I guess. There's Mario plus Rabbids. There's like the ports coming from Square Enix and Atlas.
Yeah,
if you want to play those on Switch.
Yes.
So October's just busy, full stop, just on all platforms, I think. But yeah, we're sort of like, we are getting to the point now where we've only got a few games left that we know of. Everyone's sort of holding hope maybe for like that one game where it gets announced randomly on Twitter, whether it is like Metroid Prime remake or whatever probably not huge project will come out of Nintendo. But personally, I'm just like, I don't really need another game from Nintendo that we already know of. Like, it looks pretty good to me. It'd be
Mhm.
nice if Zelda hit, like it would be insane. Like the lineup would just be nuts. But without Zelda, it's like it's all very nice, but it's not as insane as what it could have potentially been. But need a
Mhm.
bit more time for Zelda. I'd rather that just be the only game that comes out for 4 months. Just let it breathe, so I don't get dragged away or want to play
Yeah.
something else.
And I feel the same about Zelda as well. Zelda for me is, the next big thing that I really, really, really give a shit about. Um, I care about everything else coming out. Yeah, sure. Splatoon, I want it to succeed. Pokemon, I want it to succeed. Um, Bayonetta, I have all faith in the world for Bayonetta because it's not directly in-house Nintendo. So, you know,
Ooh.
um, but I think just waiting on Breath of the Wild 2 is definitely the fucking thing at the moment. That's really disk drive spinning in my head where I'm like, man, this better be good. It better be good. It better do everything the first game did, but better. It better, have a story for those people who are gonna complain about not having a story.
It's just got
What
to be one of the best games of all time. That's all it needs to do.
it literally has no choice because
Anuma, get your shit together and make
if it's
sure your team puts together one of the best masterpieces that the video game industry has ever seen.
can you
That's
imagine it? Can you imagine if it's
it's that
not?
simple.
Yeah, but real like dead serious. Can you imagine if it's not?
Yeah, no, that's why I'm worried about them because they have the highest expectations, like, especially since it's been so long as well. Like this isn't like a 2 hour like, oh look, we're gonna reuse some assets and tell you a different story. So no, they've been up to something. This is a full on brand new game, which is obviously in the same world, and I dare say is running on similar engines and all that. But yeah, no, this is something that they've put everything into. It's been delayed multiple times.
Yeah.
So just with that, the expectations go up. So here we are. I like look
Here we are.
after picking up Mario Strikers and stuff. We've been funding funding Zelda pretty much just through some other bullshit. So you'd hope so.
Oh God. Oh no.
Oh, what happened? Did you just wee yourself?
No. Xenoblade 3 is almost a perfect in it. Okay, yeah. I can't say too much because it'll spoil it. Shit.
You're going to give the audience blue balls now. We've got no idea what you're on about, but you won't even tell us.
Okay, all right. This happens in the first 10 minutes of the game. Okay, I'm like it's explained the first 10
Spoiler
minutes.
warning
So
for 20
very
seconds.
very light spoiler warning. But the point like in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, the initial point for people having a war is to feed the flame clock, which the flame clock for each colony is a power source for like the entire army.
Okay.
Now imagine all those and the way it gets fed is dead soldiers' energy, like life energy. So can you just imagine Nintendo's trying to feed the flame clock with these games?
100%. That is a great analogy. Yeah, no wonder you just had a bit of an aneurysm
I'm like,
on
oh
the
no.
podcast.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh no. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is like the perfect analogy. I'm
Mm.
like, it's literally perfect. It's feeding the flame clock. Oh my fucking god, no.
Oh well,
Oh.
it is what it is. Next year when Zelda comes out and it's just fantastic, I'm like, oh look, you can have Strikers. There you go. There you go, Zelda. For Zelda to run, Strikers had to just
Fall on its face and
fall on its face. Yeah.
literally tripped over the fucking it tripped over the fucking paint of the starting line. It's like, all right, I'm gonna run the best marathon of my life.
Oh no, I can't even. I got no legs.
Oh
How
no,
am I going to play the football?
It's slightly unlevel.
Well, I said there's lots of rumors going around, Bryce, that Kid Icarus Uprising's getting a Switch port, and I'm putting this out there that if that ever comes out, whether it's in 10 years or next year or whenever, if it comes out and it's bad, I'm deleting the House of Mario. The RSS feed's getting deleted, and we're not Nintendo podcasters anymore, Bryce. So that's the warning.
I mean, it's not going to happen anyway. But
Yeah, well, I don't know.
what do you mean? What do you mean you don't know? I honestly don't think it will.
I don't know. I need something to hope and believe in, Bryce. So don't take this away from me, mate.
What
Let
do
me
you
live
mean
my life.
something to hope? What do you mean something to hope and believe in? We've been hoping and believing in things, and all it's done is bring us pain.
I know this is the last stand, Bryce. This is it. That's what I
What
mean.
Kid
Like,
Icarus Uprising is the last stand?
yeah,
You're
it
gonna
is.
die. You're gonna die on that hill? No way. It's not like the chances of it happening is so low. It's so astronomically low.
Mm. Well, I think
Be
looking
honest
at
with
that,
yourself.
look, it's not high, but
Alright.
Metopia came before Kid Icarus. I'm like, no, well, someone over there's thinking about something. I don't know.
Well, sure, but how much did Kid Icarus? Hang on, Kid Icarus Uprising. How much did Kid Icarus
So,
Uprising
so at
sell?
about 3 million, which isn't too bad
It
for
was
like
three
a
million.
yeah. I think it was over 3 million, 3 point something. Because I looked it up the other day when we were talking about Kid Icarus on the Game Gathering. It was like
Metopia.
yeah, Metopia probably smashed it. I don't know because Metopia was ported by Grezzo, so like my like hope was yeah Grezzo would be working on it, and there was a bit of there's a leak that Bandai Namco is working on an action game that's been ported. So it's like,
Hmm.
oh,
Wow, actually, no. It was actually pretty shit. So the Switch version of Metopia sold more than the 3DS one.
okay. And what was
Yeah.
what?
Metopia sold 1.2 million.
Ah, good.
And it sold 1.8 on Switch. And then Kid Icarus Uprising, just to double check your data.
It was as of like 2020, I think, as well.
3.19169 million copies.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
not too bad. That's fine.
No, you're right. Yeah, it's not too bad, but I still, yeah, I don't know. I still don't have a lot of faith.
Mm. Look, when
I
I
think we'd
say
be
it,
more likely. I think we'd be more likely to get a new Kid Icarus title as a
I'll be just
whole.
oh, I'll be just as happy. I'll be happier with a brand new game. I just yeah, I don't know. I just really hope we get it one day. But I don't know. I've been banging the drum a bit too much about it. Everyone's like, "Shut the fuck up, Drew. Shut up about
Well,
your stupid
look
pit game."
what happened to Strikers. Well, look what happened to Strikers.
Yeah, was that our fault?
Timmy is an average kid. No one understands. All he wanted was Strikers, and now it's just came out shit.
Mm. I can't even play along with that, Bryce. I'm that upset. But
We're all a bit upset, mate. We're all a
so,
bit upset.
is there anything else you'd like to say about Xenoblade Chronicles 3 before we move on to some other games I've been playing?
No, it's good. It's good. But remember that just because Nintendo's had one good game come out doesn't necessarily mean it's on them, because it's not. Monolith know their game, and they do it very well, and they've done a pretty incredible job on this from what I can tell so far. So, good on you, Monolith.
Good on you, Monolith. Well done. Here's a gold star from Bryce. Very hard to earn those gold stars from Bryce. Keeps
You
them in his
did it.
pocket.
You did it in Comic Sans, and it's bit like really badly drawn.
Excellent. Well, like I alluded to earlier, I was been playing a lot of Stray recently. I won't talk about it too long because we've done like a whole hour discussion on the game, but I really liked it. I don't know if you've seen much on the game, Bryce.
I played a little bit.
Oh, you played a bit. Nice. Have you signed up to like the PlayStation Plus Extra? Is that how you played it? Yeah, nice. Yeah, cool.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I've really enjoyed it. I love like the exploration around the city, going around as a cat. I like how it's like point and click as like you're jumping around, so you're not just like flailing about. It actually looks like an energetic cat jumping around, not falling off buildings.
Well-articulated cat, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do you think of the game, Bryce, from what you've played?
Yeah, it's fun. I like the whole concept of this little cyberpunk world, and you're just a cat, man. You just, you're doing your little
Yeah.
thing. But like, I didn't get too far. I played maybe about an hour with Jade. Um, so we both sort of passed off the controller to each other and played a little bit, and you got the little robot dude and sort of went forward a bit. It's definitely very intriguing, and I definitely want to get through it. I'm not sure how long it is. It can't be that long, surely.
I finished it in 6 hours.
Yep. So I'd like to get to the end of it, which good one good session to sit down. So
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, like it took me forever to get that 6 hours in because just like every now and again I'll pick it up. Lucas is on the ground playing with his toys. I get through a bit. Lucas is upset, pause it, work him out, make him happy again, pick up the controller again, and it was just like that. And that 6 hours just like got dragged over like a week. It took me forever just to get it finished, and that's like a lot of the reason why I like playing on Switch. At least I can maybe just have it in front of my face instead of trying to either get Chantel off the TV or be just sat right there. So yeah, no, it took me forever to get through. It took me like a week.
You know what that means? You need to buy another PS5. Oh no.
I probably will when I find them. If I find another one, I'll probably trade in the old PS4 Pro I've still got, so it won't be
It's still
too
impossible
expensive.
to find.
Yeah, every now
Like,
and again, like EB Games, they'll be like, here it is, nice and cheap. Not
yeah,
cheap,
well,
but
no, not cheap. Yeah, base price never goes on sale. But like, I had to explain to
yeah.
an American friend. I'm like, I don't think you understand. I'm like, we still can't get them.
Can they in the States now? Are they finding it a
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
easier?
they find them pretty relatively easy. But I'm just like, here, mate, no, it doesn't work that way here. You have to like wait in fucking line. You have to hope you can get one. If not, you have to wait a little bit longer, and you get on a digital wait list. And like, it's even Xbox is the same, and Xbox sells less. You know,
Yeah, I think like the Series S, you see that around a fair bit, but
not the X though.
no, definitely not the X.
The X is never around, and like I've had to send back two of those fuckers. So,
Yeah, so you're hogging them all. That's why.
well, I paid the price for them. I waited in my turn in line, and then I got sent a broken one. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
No, that's all I want you to tell me. I don't need you to tell me anything else.
Do you want my broken? Do you want my two broken Series X's?
Do you still have them?
No.
Oh well, I don't want them then because you can't give them to me. You're giving me false
You
hope.
you don't want a Series X with a melted GPU and Series X with a broken disk drive?
Yeah, well, I can put them on top of each other and just have them like a chair leg.
Series
Be handy.
X, Series XX.
XX, yeah. Need three of them. Put them together. You get some. You get a nice.
I could
porn console.
have. Yeah, Series XXX. Yeah,
Series Triple X.
make it a long sword instead of a bunch of fridges. Yeah.
Yeah, I really wanted that fridge, but it went real quick, and then they put it up for pre-order again, and I was thinking to myself like,
Do I really
need-
need a bar fridge?
and the answer was absolutely not really.
No.
Let alone an expensive small one.
Yeah, it would have been neat to have, but would have just been for the sake of having, right?
Yeah,
It is cool
House-
that they did it, but
my house isn't that big. I can walk to the fridge.
Oh, mate, no, I think you need to keep all your Red Bulls in your gamer fridge.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea not to fill up your fridge with energy drinks because then you'll drink them and you'll have a heart attack.
Well, that's the gamer way of life.
It's true. Maybe that's how I get through Stray a bit quicker through the week. Just get on the energy
Start
drink.
speed running Stray.
Yeah. Well, there's a trophy for the speed run, so
Is it?
maybe I do need it. Yeah, there's a trophy for beating it in 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, and it's pretty doable too. Like once you know all the solutions, like you can just sort of run right through it when you know what you're going.
Nice.
Yeah, because looking at the game, I was sort of like looking at the trophies, and look, 2 hours to beat. Maybe it's like a 4 hour game. And when I was getting to like 5 hours, I'm like, oh my god, am I a bit slow? Is something wrong with me? And hearing other people online, like they said they like beating it in like 3.5 hours. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how did you do that? Because I'm just going around, like I'm jumping on the table, I'm knocking things off, I'm just exploring. Wasn't in a rush whatsoever.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the best way to play the game. If you've beaten it for the first time and you just 3 hours. Like, oh, did you have a look in all the buildings, get all the collectibles, do all that? Don't know.
Well, I mean, you get people like me that play 18 hours of Xenoblade Chronicles in 3 working days. You get people like me that are just like, I want to know more because I've got limited time. So,
Oh yeah, well yeah, that's what I did with The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
I basically just went through it, and everyone was like, "How'd you beat it so quick?" I'm like, "No, I went on easy, and I shot people I ran through."
yeah, I want to know what happens.
Yeah, because I'm gonna get spoiled if I'm just like stuck on a boss or something like that. So
And that's the thing. That's what it's like with video games these days. They're as bad as movies. People are like very quick to talk about them, like in a public forum, and just be like, "Huh, you don't know shit." And you're like, "Oh, like please." I'm like 20 hours into this 80-hour game. I know you finished it, but I've still got 60 hours to go. Please don't fuck it for me right now, because like it's worse. It's worse with a video game than it is a movie because like
oh yeah, yeah.
20 hours in or whatever, and then somebody fucks that up for you. Like you get to it's like spoil something that's like 60 hours in of like an 80-hour game. You're just like, oh, now I gotta get like 40 hours in before that spoiler's actually relevant, but it's most likely going to change everything for the rest of the game for me. Like fuck.
That's just like if that happens, you just swig vodka and kill your brain cells. So if you do that for 40 hours, by the time that story beat comes up, you won't remember shit. So maybe that's a strategy you can implement if that ever happens to you.
Well, it's either that or I just fucking put the game down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if the spoiler's that bad, then like it's gonna ruin the rest of the experience for me. I would literally just put the game down.
Yeah, that's something I've been thinking about a lot recently too. When like it comes to us talking about games, because for me, like there's some basically like outlets that do like review discussions, like a couple of days before the game comes out, and I'm like, I already feel like I'm behind when I'm like, even if I like see the name of the title or whatever, I'm like, oh man, I'm already behind. And like people, like if everyone's finished Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I'm like, oh well, bloody, I'm behind already, and there's like an 80-hour game, so you just feel like you're behind all the time, and you can just never catch up to these like big outlets. So like for this show, it's I know you've smashed it out a lot more than maybe some people have this week, but for the most part, like you're playing the exact same time everyone else is.
Yeah.
So if they listen to you talk about the game, they don't feel like, oh shit, I've got to catch up to Bryce or whatever. It's just like a sort of a more natural thing.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I would like to play these things early, but the reality is that I don't. I'm the same as everybody else. I'm just a humble little man that plays his video games one step at a time. And if it's a game I really like, I'll literally, I'll keep playing and keep playing and keep playing. I guarantee you, I reckon I'll have it finished this week.
Really?
Yep. Not like in the capacity that I want it to be, but I could easily finish the story this week. Easy.
Yeah, right.
But whether I actually want to do that or whether like I want to set the time aside and just do some other shit, that's really up to the whims of time and like my level of like spoiler danger, right? So I could be done. I could be done in the next few days, easy. I reckon.
I mean, I would say just from like a point of view, just maybe make it maybe make it 2 weeks. Do some side quests, do some exploration. Maybe have a day break in between. Just enjoy yourself. Don't burn yourself out, mate. You've been waiting for this game for a long time. Don't burn it out. Just the first week, mate. Just looking out for you. Just look after yourself. Maybe go outside. I know it's freezing cold and it's raining, but
go outside. Shit the bed.
Yeah, just shit your bed.
Shit the bed. Go outside. Shit the bed.
Look at your pussy.
Do you like my streaming cat?
Streaming cat.
Yeah. Whenever I pull my microphone down, he has to come and be annoying. I don't know why. It's always the microphone. He has to come down and be annoying.
Interesting. I wonder if it's like letting off like a bit of a hum or something that only cats can hear, and they get attracted to it.
Yeah, I mean the microphone is always on, so there's no reason it shouldn't. But
oh, it's always on. People are always listening. You're always
on.
24-hour podcast, just the family discussions throughout the day.
Get the fuck off that countertop.
Yeah. Is that the cat or the kids?
Nah, both. Easily.
I've been watching you play too much Stray.
Yeah, well, I mean, he is a ginger cat. He is a ginger cat. He's stray-worthy.
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 I've also been playing Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes as well, which I've been really enjoying. It's probably the first Warriors game that's actually really clicked with me, to be honest.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like, even Zelda, like Horror Warriors I played, I'm like, I sort of like, didn't really click with me that much. And I got Fire Emblem Warriors on Switch in 2017 when it came out, and that was a similar thing as well. I'm like, Then Age of Calamity, I bought that, and I barely even started it up, I don't think. I'm like, nah. But this game, I've actually been like, I've been looking forward to, getting back into the Fire Emblem sort of world, especially like the three houses and all the characters. And typically with Fire Emblem, I usually fall off pretty early. Jesus Christ, he's putting his camera back and forth.
Anyway, yeah.
I usually drop off pretty early, and I don't really know why. So I've been making like a really
Conscientious effort. Yeah.
A big effort to sort of try and, make sure it doesn't happen. And I've been playing a lot of Stray and a couple of other games on PlayStation, but now that I've sort of wrapped them up, I'm just putting all my focus into this, and it's excellent. I'm basically like, how many hours? I'm about 13 hours, I think, in. And it's just getting to the point now when the tutorial's stopping, which is good, because like when I get home from work or whatever and it's 9 o'clock, I'm like, all right, I just want to play a game. And like, just like being taught things that late at night, I'm like, all right, can I please just mush the Y and X button to go and kill some soldiers? Like, that's kind of what I need at the moment. Yeah. But like every single bit's like, oh, these are the mechanics in the battle. It's like, all right, I think I'm wrapped around this combat system. You get back to the camp where this game's based, like, and it's got all the facilities, all the characters you can talk to, and just tutorials on tutorials talking about every single facility, the character relationships, how this works in the game. You go on expeditions and, strengthen your relationships with your team that way. And just like, oh my God, just that's enough. Just tell me a story and let me beat up some guys. And I think I'm finally to the point now when it's told me enough where it's like, all right, mate, I think you can graduate and actually have some gameplay without being interrupted. I'm like, thank God for that. So last couple of hours, I've been enjoying it probably even a lot more. And I'm keen to sort of see what this story goes, because I didn't really get much into Three Houses. So I'm going to this basically just like, this is like my first sort of look at the story, which is going to be really weird to some people. And when I go back to Three Houses, seeing what the actual, real story is, it's going to be kind of weird. Be like, oh, look, this is different. It's like, no, that's how it's meant to be, Drew. It's like, not in my canon, mate. My canon's the Warriors canon is how it is. But playing through with the Black Eagles. So yeah, just basically going through, being the bad guy, invading everyone. Feels good. But I don't know what it's like on the other side. I don't know if I'm on the right or not, to be honest. But I don't think so. I think Adelgard's she's got some problems. That young lady, but it is what it is.
They've all got the problems there somewhere, mate. That's the thing with them. All of them have got problems.
Yeah, no one's perfect, Bryce. No one's perfect.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. That's very interesting to hear you say that, to be honest.
Yeah, because like I said, like, you loved Horror Warriors, you loved like the Dynasty Warriors games for Nintendo crossovers. I'm like, I don't know. I sort of looked at them and whatever, but I'm definitely more interested in going and checking out some of the past games now. Like, I've got Age of Calamity. I've got it downloaded. I've actually been, the main game I've been playing, Bryce, is re-downloading everything on my terabyte SD card. That's the main game I've been playing. Because whenever I get a new SD card, I try to transfer it over with the computer so I don't have to re-download everything, but it just never works. I can never get it to work so the Switch can read it. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll just re-download everything, and it literally takes a week. Even though I got like the Ethernet cable plugged into like the new dock, it's a slow process.
Oh no.
But yeah, I'll have like everything downloaded. So we'll have Fire Emblem Warriors. I have Age of Calamity I'm thinking about picking up Horror Warriors on Switch as well when it comes with all the DLC and stuff. Because I haven't played a Zelda game in probably a little while now. Like Link's Awakening was a little while ago, and I haven't touched Breath of the Wild in probably 2 or 3 years. So I'm keen just to get some Zelda goodness into me, and if I can just go and hack some stuff up and get a bunch of like super moves with Majora's Mask Moon just crashing into the earth and just all the crazy stuff that goes on in that game. I'm actually kind of keen for it now, and go through like all the challenges and the style of like with like that map, which is like the original Legend of Zelda. As you're progressing through it, I'm actually kind of really in the mood for that as we speak, but that might that might die off. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I've got to get through this game first.
Well, that's right. Yeah. Gonna make it all the way through, baby.
Yeah, going to do a review discussion with Delfino actually. Going to talk to her on Encore about it.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
she's playing through with the Blue Lions.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Dimitri. He's a nice
Dimitri.
man. He's a nice man, Dimitri.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't actually met him in my playthrough yet, but maybe he's dead. I don't know. Maybe I killed him.
Oh no.
It's interesting too, because so far, like the whole sort of thing of the game is that, like, you know, Byleth is one of the bad guys or one of the enemy teams you're against, and she's only popped up probably 3 times so far.
Not that many times.
No, yeah,
No. Yeah.
just staring at you, just yeah. All right, Bryce, we got a just a tiny amount of news to get through, so we'll go through that, and then we'll wrap up the show.
All right. Let's go.
Is that all?
I fight for my friends.
My body is still.
So we're getting some brand new amiibos, Bryce. We're getting Steve and Alex from Minecraft, a part of the Super Smash Brothers set. So it comes as a double pack. It'll be available on the 9th of September. And you can get it from the My Nintendo store and also in Australia, EB Games, JB Hi-Fi, wherever you want to get your silly little block man amiibos. So you played Minecraft a fair bit, Bryce. You like
I love
amiibos. You
Minecraft.
play Super Smash Brothers. Are you going to
Yeah.
pick up these block boys?
I'm just not.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I haven't picked up an amiibo for a little while. Actually, I got Min Min, and that was purely because I got the Nintendo 64 controller from My Nintendo, and I needed to add like an extra $10 to get free shipping. So I basically like, do I spend $10 on shipping, or do I spend $17 on an amiibo? Well,
You got Min.
yeah, I got Min Min.
Beautiful.
Wonderful. So that was my last amiibo, but doesn't do much for you.
Nah, not at all.
No.
Nah, I'm good. I don't need a Chris. I don't need a fucking Steve amiibo.
I think you actually find you might need a Steve amiibo, but
No. I don't
no,
want
fair
one.
enough.
I don't want it. I don't want it, Drew.
What you might want though, Bryce, is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass 2 drops next week. You might want to check that out. It actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, you got the Australian course in it already.
Yeah, so we got a Sydney-based course that is from Mario Kart Tour.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, a game that I haven't experienced personally, just with this course, but it's cool that we're getting Australian-based course, so that's pretty neat. Because the last couple of Mario Kart Tour courses in the other DLC was pretty good. But we're also getting New York Minute, which is another Mario Kart Tour track. We're getting Mario Circuit 3, which is from the SNES Mario Kart. Get Camilleri Desert from Nintendo 64 Mario Kart. We're getting Waluigi Pinball, which is one I'm really excited about from Mario Kart DS. Getting Snowland from the Game Boy Advance. We're getting Mushroom Gorge, from the Wii version. And
That's a good
Sky
course,
High
that one.
Sunday, which is basically a future Mario Kart Tour track that we're getting. But we're getting it earlier in Deluxe. So, no, it's
Nice.
pretty cool. Not too bad. It comes out on the 4th of August. So, yeah, I'll be checking it out. I'll be playing it. You've got the expansion pass, so I assume you'll jump into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
When you want to take a break from Xenoblade, I guess.
I play for a couple of hours. It's typically what I did with the last one. I play for a couple of hours, have a couple run of each courses, and then I'll be happy. And if I ever play Mario Kart again, at least I know them.
Yeah, I think I went into it and I just like 3-starred it and yeah, called it a day. So I might do the same here.
Yeah. Oh, it's all you need, mate. It's just a little bit of a return to Mario Kart. Just have a little bit of funsies, and then you're all good. You've got your worth out of it.
That's all you need.
That's all it is. Just that little bit of time. How'd you like the last few courses? Did you like the last few ones?
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed them. I can't quite remember what they were, just without looking at them.
I thought Ninja Hideaway was fucking awesome. I thought that was a wicked course. It was
Yeah,
a
that
tour
was-
course as well.
That was pretty cool. Yeah,
Hmm.
just like all the directions you can go and stuff. Yeah, and you're on
Yeah.
like the rooftops.
There's also like a crazy shortcut that you could pull off, but you needed like a max. I think it was like a max speed character and like like 3 mushrooms and like a tier 3 boost. Like there was a really like crazy conditions you needed to do it, but it was like one of the most complicated boost tricks in the entire lot. Yeah, it was really cool though. It was really cool.
Yeah, because we haven't seen like those massive shortcuts you can take in a little while, like with Mario Kart 64 on Rainbow Road, that notorious shortcut you can take. Sort of, we don't have a whole lot of those anymore, where it's like you can do just massive shortcuts.
No, yeah, it doesn't really happen. But I think they try to keep it a little bit friendlier for the children who can't handle the controller as well. You know? So,
Someone think of the children. Yes, we'll take out the big shortcuts. No worries, man.
yep, make it a little bit easier on the kidlons.
Yes. And last but not least, yes, this was a very short sort of news week we've put into here, into this episode. But Sakurai is almost out of Smash Ultimate screenshots. Comes from Nintendo Life. And the article reads, even though Super Smash Bros. Ultimate ended with the release of the last Fighters Pass character, Kingdom Hearts Sora, it still hasn't felt over for us. That's because Sakurai, Mr. Smash Bros. Himself, has continued a long-standing tradition of posting a new screenshot from the game every single day. We're envious of pretty much all of them, as Sakurai managed to capture characters' locations and moments in such a perfect way that really understands the characters. In such, seeing these screenshots every day has brought us a little bit of happiness and envy. But it looks like this tradition might be over soon, as Sakurai has admitted on Twitter that he's almost run out of screens. Calling it a workday ritual, the Super Smash Bros. Series director admits he even took an extra 200 as we were wrapping up development, which means he's had some of these stored for a while. With today's announcement, Sakurai shared his next shot, one of Wii Fit Trainer in Flat Zone X bouncing off of the Fire Life net. So, man, it just sort of reminds me, like, you know, Smash Bros. Ultimate's over. Like, it's been over for a little bit with the DLC and updates, but even the social media sort of stuff from Sakurai, so it's come to an end, Bryce.
Yeah. Which is a little bit sad to see, but at the same time, I'm sure he's relieved. I don't have to talk about Smash for a while. Yes.
Yeah, I can go on a holiday. I can port Kid Icarus Uprising the Switch.
That ain't happening. Wishful thinker.
Have you been playing Smash at all for, like, recently? You been doing it on stream or anything, or?
No, not for the last few weeks. I find myself having Smash moods for a couple of weeks and then putting it back down. And yeah, we just like that's what Smash is for, right? You don't have to like consistently be in there all the time.
Yeah,
unless you're trying to be a professional, which good on you. But yeah, there's new tech discovered the other week.
Okay.
But yeah, I haven't really taken the time to understand it. So
yeah, I sort of just turn it on. I'm getting through like the achievements at the moment. And I've only got like a few left, but I got all the spirits. That's all done. So it's just pretty much the achievements and like the challenges to unlock. And I've got all my hammers saved up so I can smash them. And not have to like complete just some real hard bullshit.
Mm.
So I got to like choose which ones I 100% don't want to do, but I've got some left for like online play because I haven't really done that much online play. So I've got like, you know, like complete 100 matches, complete 200 matches, etc., etc. Do this certain thing with this certain character. I'm like, all right, so that's probably what's going to take me the longest. I've actually like, it's going to make me just go online to complete them because I don't want to waste hammers on basically just play the game because there's some challenges in there which is like do like crawl brawl and like, you know, survive 10 minutes or whatever. I'm like, fuck no.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah. Well, it's not crawl brawl. I forgot what it's called in this one, but it rhymes. That sounds good. Crawl brawl from Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Crawl brawl from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Beautiful.
Oh.
Yeah, no, fuck all those little things.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
exactly
so-
what I call a fun progression system. Just want my trophies, says Drew.
I just want the achievement and not do any work.
Beautiful. Yeah.
It's not how life works, young man. It's not how life works.
It is now. Anyway,
Right. Let's jump into the Red Coin releases.
beautiful.
So first up, Bryce, this is one you were talking about, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Bring together the future of the Xenoblade Chronicles and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. This title will take players to the world of, what's this place called, Bryce?
Ionios? Yeah.
Ionios.
I'm trying to get used to all the names again. Yeah.
Looking at it, I'm like, I'm probably going to butcher that, so I'll ask the expert himself. Home of the two hostile nations. So you get it for $80 on the Australian eShop. You can also get the expansion pass for an extra $45. So Bryce, have you got the expansion pass set up, or is it just the?
No, I haven't. I will though.
Fair enough.
Not yet, but soon. Yeah.
Next up is Digimon Survive, which I actually picked up, but I'm waiting to finish Fire Emblem before I get into Digimon Survive. Came out the same day as Xenoblade, and I feel sorry for Digimon Survive. This has been in development hell for like 4 years, and it got delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed, and it eventually came out on the same day as Xenoblade. So good luck to them. But yeah, Digimon Survive presents a hybrid visual novel and tactics RPG set in the mysterious world filled with dangerous monsters and deadly battles that test your ability to survive. After getting lost on a school trip, Tazuma finds himself transported to a world inhabited by ferocious foes and new allies. Join him and his friends as they fight their way back home. Craft your story in this thrilling visual novel with turn-based combat. A rich visual novel experience. Unfold a dark tale about friendship and survival that is jam-packed with exciting drama, a unique cast of characters, and potentially grim choices. A mysterious world. Explore otherworldly areas in this hidden secrets with Digimon to recruit. And the power is yours. Your choices affect gameplay, your bond with NPCs, your Digimon evolution, and the outcome of your adventure. A thrilling and strategic gameplay. Pursue your opponents to join your team and evolve them to fight alongside you in a thrilling turn-based battles. So yeah, I'm keen to get into this, but I don't want to double up because I know what that's going to result in. Fire Emblem not being finished.
No, that's right. Exactly right. Yeah. But I would like to play it as well, but it is sort of in the midst of just like literally everything.
Yeah, it's a rough time because if say it came out like the same day as like a Call of Duty game or something, it's like, well, you know, completely different audiences, but the Xenoblade audience is probably very similar to what you might expect to be playing a Digimon tactics game. But it looks pretty cool. Like I think like 60% of the game is like visual novel, making choices, talking to characters, recruiting, all that type of thing. And then the 40% is basically like in the combat, leveling up, and it's kind of like, I guess it looks similar to Fire Emblem with like the grid-based combat, taking turns, all of that. It looks pretty cool. So I'm keen to get into it. I think there's also like 3 paths you can go down as well. So yeah, haven't been looking into it too much. There's no reviews out because Bandai Namco basically said we don't want the game spoiled. So there's no review copies sent out, so that's a bit of a red flag. And also they said that like chapter 5, don't post anything online. And I think that's just going to make people post online, I think. But kind of similar to what Atlas did with Persona, being like, past this certain point of the game, you can't post anything or stream it or anything. They're doing a similar thing with Digimon. So the optimist in me just makes me hope like, oh, that means they got a good story.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily mean it is.
Yeah, so that's $70, and I added this random one. I got no idea what this is, but it looks a little bit interesting. It's called Gamma Boy Zero Origins. It's just under $15 on the eShop, and I haven't read this at all, so this is news to me as well. It's like just the artwork's like pixel art. I'll send you a link, Bryce, so you can have a gander.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. Mate. I mean, nice little cheeky link.
Yeah, I'll just give you a link. I can't give you a link, anyone listening, because I don't have your Facebook account.
Yeah, just send me that cheeky link, mate.
So explore the inner coincidence and multiverse in order to recover your memories and become a Gamma Boy. After a couple of years after the events of Polid and oh god, we've got some Urchison and Ploids have formed the patrol that projects time and space to avoid repeating the story of Void and Ploid with Dr. Elo. You are turning into the ultimate Ploid X, but something is wrong with your memories. You must travel to the multiverse in search of the sacred discs that contain the necessary information to be able to make the final step and evolve. All right. We've got some dot points. Relive the classic retro gameplay, hardcore platforming levels, challenging bosses with unique weaknesses, even more fun with mini games, extras, and more. Well,
yeah, yes, and more.
I didn't get that. I didn't understand what they said.
Yeah, I didn't really get that either. To be
all right. Well, that's not helpful at all. Like, I'm going through the screenshots. There's like, it looks like a bit like a platformer in one, but then there's like air hockey in another screenshot. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with this game, to be honest. But the publisher is Nape Games. Have you heard of Nape Games, Bryce?
No, I haven't. Nape Games.
Nape Games. No, I don't know what to say about that game. That's a bit strange. There you go. Because there's every week there's just so much stuff on the eShop, and like checking out the list that Vooks.net puts together each week, it's there's some stuff out. There really is. There's one with Sento Girls and Love. What's this?
Oh god.
Hey, wanna warm up with me? This is an adventure game that depicts the slapstick mishaps of a cross-dressing boy. He decides to dress up as a girl as part of running his grandma's traditional Japanese bathhouse. Is it really possible to run the Sento without his cross-dressing being exposed? Oh my god. The story. Why do I have to dress up as a woman? Ashka, who was just taking it easy during his summer vacation, finds out that his grandmother has been hospitalized. And his grandmother's hospitalization put the Sento she ran in danger of having to close permanently. Wanting to do something about it, he talked to his sister June about it. She asked him if he was really serious about it. Oh, this is strange. Apparently, like Sento, it means bathhouse in Japanese as well, which is what this points out. I'm going through the screenshots. It's just looks like a bit of a visual novel, because of course it is. With some women in it who are in a bathhouse. One's cleaning the floor. The other one is looks like they're handing out flyers, trying to get customers to the bathhouse. Well, there you go. You can get that for $10.20. Fantastic. Yeah, there's some stuff, isn't there?
Fantastic shit. Yes.
I want to know if there's like these like $10 visual novels that come out. Are they any good? Like, I'm not into like a whole heap of visual novels. I hear about like the good ones, and I put them basically on my wish list. Like, I want to play like Danganronpa. I want to play Digimon Survive. Like, I got like a few that I want to play, but these like $10 ones, which are just random and come out, are they like, oh, this is a good time? It's a nice 2-hour experience. $10. You're a cross-dressing boy in a bathhouse. Like, is it what you'd want it to be? You never know.
No, never will. Never figure it out.
No. Maybe I should just bite the bullet and get one of these one day and just play it. I think that's probably the easiest way to answer my question.
Probably. There is like always the odd case of like there's a hidden gem amongst the rough, right? And like visual novels are the perfect ballpark thing for that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you might find an absolute gem in there, but most of it's just shit. So, you know, you really got to look for it. You really got to look for it.
Hot Sento girls and love. All right. So, yeah, there you go.
All right. Beautiful.
All right. That brings us to the end of the show, Bryce. Thank you very much for joining us in the House of Mario.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. Thank you for having me in my own show. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Yeah, no worries. Well,
You bitch.
I'm a bit of a bitch, aren't I?
I still live here. I just have a lock on my door now, Dad.
Yeah, you need to come out of your room and eat your bloody dinner with your family, mate.
You
Be a bit social.
You need to come out of your room and podcast with your family, son. This is getting ridiculous.
Bryce, you get out of your bloody room, mate. You're upsetting your mother.
Fuck
You're
off,
upsetting
Dad.
your mother, Bryce. Do you want to upset your mother?
I got COVID, Dad. Fuck off.
Oh, well, fair enough, mate. You stay inside. You stay inside your room, mate. You're doing us all a favour. I didn't realise. You could have just said, mate. That's when the communication comes in handy. All right, communication.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Good old communication solves everybody's problems, right?
Oh, well, it solves my problem. Do you want to know what my problem was, Bryce?
What was it?
I'm not going to tell you now. All right, everybody, thank you very much.
Fuck. Yeah. Anyway.
For listening to episode 229 of the House of Mario. We've got links to the Discord community in the show notes. Come and join us. We do monthly game gatherings, and this month we're going to be talking about Star Tropics, which you can play on the NES app if you're a part of that subscription on the Nintendo Switch Online, which everybody loves, the mobile app. I know I do. I'm bringing my mother on it every day. That's the only way she communicates with me is Nintendo Switch Online mobile app. And she uses a little inkling icon. That's how I recognize my mum when she comes online.
Drew, do we have to communicate through the Nintendo Switch Online app? Shut up, Mum.
You shut up. You shut up, Mum.
I'm a true Nintendo fanboy.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Like, yeah, there'll be a fanboy out there. It's like, look, this is my communication from now on out. So if you want to talk to me, you boot up a match of Mario Kart. Make sure I'm in it, and we can talk.
Now, son, I need you to look after the farm while we got fucking green shell, fucking
green shell. I threw it too.
Jesus.
Who's the silly one?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! I'm such a fucking oh my god. Oh, who the fuck plays Meta Knight in Smash Brothers? This is bullshit.
Meta Knight's been good for a couple of games now, Bryce. So Super Smash Brothers Brawl, he was a bit of a cheeky little man.
Bit of a shithead.
Yeah, a bit of a shithead. He goes hiya, hiya, hiya until you're dead off the top of the screen. All right. I got a bit of a sore throat. I don't know. That's why I'm talking a bit. I barely even talked this episode too, but
better not be COVID, mate. Yeah, I'm surprised to talk as much as I did. I'm waking up with a sore throat every morning, and you would think it'd be COVID, but it's not. I'm still positive, testing negative.
I'm still positive about it. Oh, that's good.
Still testing.
Positive.
Testing negative. You know what I mean? So it's a bit odd. I don't know what the hell is going on here. I really thought this would be it. I thought it was going to go down now, but apparently not. Apparently my body is too strong for COVID.
Congratulations, mate.
but
You've done it.
not strong enough for anything else. Apparently,
Mm.
just get sick with everything else when I've got COVID in the house.
Yeah, well, fair enough. I hope you're well, my friend. I hope I'm well as well. But until next time, the doors to the House of Mario, they're closed. See you guys.
Goodbye, boys and girls.